Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing Never by Ken Follett. This is a little bit different than your normal Ken Follett book, who's one of my favorite authors. Typically, most of his books would definitely fall in the category of more historical fiction. But this book actually has a contemporary setting. It's basically kind of imagining a scenario in our current world where World War III could happen, and basically nuclear war could happen. I did find the concept of what inspired him to be very interesting. He was talking about like he had been researching some about World War I for another project he was working on, and as he was studying it, you know, one thing that historians often point out is both sides did not really want the war to happen. They were both making somewhat logical decisions, but all those decisions resulted in the war happening. It was like one thing built upon another, and nobody wanted it, but it still happened. And he kind of then basically was inspired to kind of come up with the concept of like, let's have that same thing happen, but in today's world, and kind of explore how could that happen. So like the concept of the book I found very interesting, and the basic premise is a series of events kind of leads the U.S. and China to get closer and closer to nuclear war. I'm not going to go into all the specific plot details because I don't want to spoil that, but that's the basic premise. So elements of this book kind of read like a spy novel, elements read like kind of like a political thriller, you're getting like contemporary politics, so there's elements of that part of the book that I really enjoyed. Typically what I love about Ken Follett's books so much is the way he writes characters that you almost instantly become attached to the characters, and you really care what happens to them, and the good guys and the bad guys. You just like, these are the most interesting characters, fully invested after a few chapters. That's what I did not enjoy about this book. In this book, there were very few characters I really cared about. It wasn't like I disliked them like you were supposed to like. I just was not interested in them. They were annoying in a lot of cases. A lot of the storyline that evolved around what the characters were doing, more like their personal life stuff, I just did not find interesting. It's more of the stuff that was involving the real world events and like the political thriller type stuff, the spy type stuff, the military stuff that I was finding more interesting. And every time they would delve into the personal life of one of the characters, it just took me right out of it, and I didn't really find that part of the book as interesting. Which is, again, not normal with me when I read a Ken Follett book. I really usually love those aspects of it. There were only a couple characters that didn't fall into that category. There's a spy in Africa and kind of a refugee that he comes across with that they spend a good part of the book together. Those characters I really enjoyed a lot. They were very interesting, very fascinating. I really enjoyed their storyline. But a lot of the other characters, like we follow the U.S. president very closely and her family. We follow some individuals in China, basically one of their spy masters and his family. We follow a CIA agent and a French intelligence officer in Africa who are working together. We follow them. And really, for the most part, those characters I just did not really enjoy. Again, I found them annoying when we got into more personal stuff. So this book gets a mixed review for me. Like, normally I absolutely love Ken Follett books, and I enjoyed aspects of this book, but not all of them. So I would say that like it's not a bad book, but it's not a great book. It's just an okay book. But if you enjoy more contemporary kind of political thriller type books, this might be more of a book for you than it was for me. Like I said, I think I just maybe more enjoyed Ken Follett's more historical fiction stuff. And I think maybe when he sets his books in more historical events, he feels like he's able to maybe explore the characters a little bit differently, where these were set in contemporary things, so he's kind of maybe not flushing out the characters the same way he normally would with a historical character. I don't know. For some reason, this book just didn't click with me. So, I don't know. Normally, I would highly recommend any Ken Follett book. This one, I can't really do that. Interesting concept. I just didn't really quite enjoy it. In the comment section below, let me know what you thought. Did you enjoy this book or not? I know a few months ago I had a viewer actually ask me if I'd read this book yet, because they actually loved it. And I can't remember what video they left that comment on. I wanted to kind of go back and let them know, like, hey, I read it. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I did. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It just wasn't for me. So I'm kind of curious. Is my opinion Does it kind of go along with what you thought if you read this book, or did you have a completely different opinion? Let me know if you did enjoy the book, what you loved about it. I'm very curious to hear about that. So that's my review today for Never by Ken Follett. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. See you next time, and happy reading.